Can we talk like it's just you and me? Like it's just you and me. We kikiing on the couch because I am here. I have arrived. Okay. I've been watching this whole season, but because I moved, I'm a little bit settled. So let's get into some things. Now, on this latest episode of Love Island USA. Okay. Now, if I was to look in the dictionary of what a crash out looks like, with someone who's codependent, low self-worth, low self-esteem, no accountability. Okay. You're looking at your girl right here. All right. Now we start the episode off with unfortunately Charlie leaving. Now, should Charlie have left? No. And the whole what's her name? Let me look her up. Is her name Amaya? That girl irks me. Okay. Is it Amaya or what is her name? She irks me. Okay. Sometimes I'm looking at these people, you know, these bombshells. Where'd y'all find them at? Okay, where y'all find them at? Because this season it feels like it's a lot of nobodies. Okay. Now, when you look at her, you do see a pretty face. Okay, I see the pretty face, but at the same time, she a crash out too. She a crash out too. So you have two crash outs, trauma bonding, crash out bonding. Okay. Now I really think that I wanted Huda to leave, but then we wouldn't have got all the drama. And from a show perspective, it would have been kind of dry until they brought up some new people. But her saying, like, well, because of recent events, I gotta vote Charlie off. Okay. Now Charlie was lukewarm. He wasn't spicy. He wasn't caliente. He was like a lukewarm chai tea. Okay. But him and old girl could have had something. I think her name is Hannah. They could have had something, but you a crash out too. Okay. So we watched Charlie leave. Okay. He wasn't really doing much. He was kind of boring, y'all. He was kind of boring, but I think him and Hannah could have had something. But this girl annoys me. Okay. And this is a lot to me. Y'all know I gotta keep it real. There's a lot of Photoshop right here. A lot of airbrushing. Her presence is annoying. She can go. I don't see her being there at the end. She's hell of annoying. She's a crash out. She talk all over everybody. And I could tell when her and Ace were having that conversation, he really wanted to say, shut the F up. Please shut the F up. I know we were all saying shut the F up. But because of TV show, because he's trying to, in some ways, I guess, be a gentleman. Okay. He couldn't have said that. Okay. Because the world would really, rake him over the coals for saying that kind of stuff. But she's annoying me. Go. You can go. Okay. During the next, girls' elimination, the people who are not coupled up, this one can go. But once Charlie leaves, we get the crash out. Okay. Houlda, houlda, houlda. Houlda, woulda, shoulda, coulda, never been. All right. Now they're both wrong, but Houlda to me is wrongest. Yes, when the whole thing went down and Ace was having a conversation, he was the gang leader, of everything happening with the boys. Jeremiah should have comforted Houlda, yes. But Jeremiah has a low emotional IQ. He doesn't read the room. He doesn't understand. As a man, he should have stood up not only for himself but his girl. If you really feeling her like that. But the thing is, they messing around at night. Okay, so when he said he was gonna miss sleeping in the bed next to her, I was like, oh, you gonna miss that hand, that grip, them acrylics around something. Okay, that's what you really gonna miss at night. All right. But I think that he could have showed more concern if he really cared about her, but he don't, y'all. He don't. He does not care about this girl. He cares about himself. He cares about being on this show. Over and over again, when people show you who they really are, believe it. Believe it, but people don't wanna believe what they see, alright? So I do think he was wrong on that aspect, but your girl right here, watching her cry, watching her be thirsty, watch her in the bed at night, "Oh, I just can't do this, this isn't fair." Okay? She is so codependent. And I don't understand why the girls are lying to her, not having her take accountability. "Oh, your crown is just crooked. Turn that crown, center it. You don't need him. You can do better." And some of y'all who are saying she's the Leah this season, because in the beginning people didn't really like Leah, girl, she is not that. She is not that. But over and over again, we're watching this woman have a mental breakdown, a crash out before our eyes. She can't help but to be her own worst enemy. And the girls are not helping. You would think baby Shelly and Alandria, who are the most wisest, of course, it's the black girls who gonna be the most wise, okay, would say something, but they like, girl, you can crash out. We gonna make you try and feel better, but you're your own worst enemy. And then also to watch her consume the energy of when the girls are talking on the couch about their day and Hannah is speaking, she says, "I have to use the bathroom." And I'm like, damn, the bathroom kind of far now. I know it's some closer bathrooms than that. Okay. Where you walking to? Okay, where you walking to? Oh, you just can't let go. As much as your words are saying you don't want to be with Jeremiah, let him go. You was calling him a bitch in the shower. You and your what they call them eyelashes at the end, because I don't be doing all that. Are those the 3D ones? They doing too much. Okay, they doing too much. But she says she gotta go to the bathroom. But what does she do? She sits on the stairs and crashes out more. I don't know. I watched a lot of reality shows, and I don't know if I've ever seen anyone crash out over a man as much as I'm watching this woman crash out over Jeremiah, who she says over and over again, "I don't want to be with him. I can do better." This ain't the end, y'all. This is not the end. And once again, you are on a show where you're supposed to make matches, find love, meet new people. And Ace calling it a scam, I think that was a wrong wording. I don't feel like it's a scam. I think that they're just both two people who are love bombing one another, emotionally immature. I think Huda is more codependent than Jeremiah is. Jeremiah is more self-centered. And I think he's playing the game of trying to win the show. Now, if he got to the end for some reason and it was between him and the money, do I think he gonna choose Huda? No. Do I think he probably gonna make it to the end? I'm not quite sure because sometimes the core boys do get to the end, but it ain't gonna be you. I don't think it's gonna be y'all together. All right. But over and over again, she sucks up the energy of the room. She sucks up the energy and the vibe of the villa. And it's in some ways for dramatics, it's good she stayed, but she could have went and y'all could have brought in some new bombshells, like some good bombshells, okay? Like Iris is, she cute or whatever, okay? The other two gentlemen, Pepe is a player for the Himalayas. Okay. The truck driver, it's just like they brought interesting this thing to me, they brought in a bunch of bombshells who have no social media presence, who are kind of just regular people. Maybe they're trying to do something a little bit different. But Pepe is like, he seemed like he a liar. And he just telling Hannah what she want to hear. The whole I teach after school basketball and I just retired from the league. I guess he's probably playing overseas or something like that. He a liar and a player. Okay. And the other guy, he just seems like a regular old Joe, which is nothing wrong with that, but not what you typically will see on some of these reality shows. But Huda herself, I see why her and her baby daddy didn't last. She is a crash out. And if you're like this in this bubble, imagine what she would be like once they get fame and they're a couple, if they were to make it outside the show, how much more she would crash off from him getting so much attention. He barely won a day with Iris. Barely. Okay. And she just is eavesdropping on the conversation. And the guys are trying, tell Jeremiah, you could have been a little bit better. As a man, you should act like this and act like that. It's interesting too, because that same person telling him to be more mature, to me, has been lusting and thinking with his D, not with the maturity up here. Okay. And when, Huda is sitting on the steps when she take off her shoes, Casting, y'all did a good job with this crash out. Because we're on what is this? Is this week 2? Are we on week 2 or week 3? I think we're on week 2. We're only week 2. We got a whole lot of season left to go with her being here. Okay. Now she thinks that America chose him to couple with Iris because they saw Iris looking at Jeremiah. Also, that America does not believe in her words, that she's good enough for Jeremiah. Girl, you have a lot of self-esteem and self-worth issues. That anxious attachment style, you're doing the most for somebody that's not worth it. Okay. You're seeing, to me, a fearful avoidant attachment style in Jeremiah, and you're seeing an anxious attachment style in her. And these are the typical attachment styles you see in relationships and couples. And they wonder why it doesn't work. The anxious person needs to always be satisfied. Prove to me your love. Prove to me you like me. Fill me up. And you have the person who's avoidant is like, hold up, swole up. I'm not here for that. Okay. I'm here to be in the sheets with you at night. You grabbing on me. Okay. They already did the deed. I forgot they already didn't have sex now. Okay. And then we get to the night of, I don't know if it's dinner time. What we gonna call that? When they out there and they dressed up. What she got on? The lace pantyhose and the Elvira top. Okay. And now he wants to have a conversation. Is it because you think the money, escaping you? This is your going ticket to the end, and now you want to have a conversation? Is it too little, too late? After all the BS, after her calling you out, flicking you off, eavesdropping on the conversation, calling you a bitch in the shower, saying that you ain't shit, you still want her back. You do. And right now she's angry. And this is going to be the cycle of y'all relationship. This is the cycle of some of y'all's relationship. An anger outburst, a crash out, and then tension and rise. Things kind of settle out into the next explosion. Some might say, might be hints of a DV relationship in the mix, in the developments. Okay. So he has to have a conversation with her. And then they go over to the speakeasy. And she's giving him the silent treatment. He's, I guess, trying to have a little bit of small talk on the way there. And she's like, oh, no, you can save it. You can save it because I got a lot to say. Watching her over and over again, just you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. You. I have contributed nothing to why we're here. It's just been all you. You are the problem. He's always going to be the problem because her self-worth and her self-esteem is so worthless and is at a low point, and she hasn't had good relationships. Who is calling me? She has not had good relationships, that the bare minimum from a man is what gets her locked in. And Jeremiah has only shown her the bare minimum. Nothing really to establish this is going anywhere. This is worth substance. You really earned a relationship with me. No. And you guys have to see that you can do better than these relationships, but because you were probably treated poorly by parents, caregivers, other people, this is what you get. This is what you get. Okay. It's a crash out relationship. Now they had this little date. Is this the same swimsuit that she got on this new episode too? Okay. She gets mad at the littlest things, irritability. Yeah, yeah, this ain't going nowhere. Her watching Jeremiah behind on them stairs was diabolical, y'all. Diabolical. Y'all should know that it's nowhere to have private conversations, really. I guess soul ties at this point and probably to speak easy. She is so focused on the fact that he did not check on her that what about you? What's your role in this? America sees past your bullshit. They're not, trying to break you up because we want him with Iris. We want him away from you, girl. And I think Jeremiah for a second started to see that. Why you stayed in bed all day crying. Yeah, see, what's with these lashes at the end, y'all? Educate me. What is this? The pouty lip. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Now, this crash out was classic, iconic. This will be an iconic crash out, okay? But I also want to talk a little bit about Ace and Shelly. Because Ace is playing the game. Now, I know a lot of people don't really like Ace, but he is playing the game. Okay. He is playing the game. And y'all forget this is about money. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I kind of think that they're this season's in some way, y'all. Don't kill me in the comments. Cordell and, our girl, Serena. I still am trying to figure out if they talked at all before the show. Now, right now, Shelly is really playing it well that they have not. But this can be a good story. They met before the show. They came on Love Island. He went through some other people, and in the end, realized Shelly was always that girl, right? Now, wouldn't that be a story that Shelly was always that girl? Because he has dates with her. They play games together. They've been kissing. So what are you really doing, Ace? But to me, it seems like he's just playing the game. He doesn't want to couple up so soon with somebody and have a target on his back. But everybody knows it's Ace and Shelly. Okay, watching her, eat them pancakes, them have a kiss. I think both of them are just really playing the game. They can't have it make it. They can't just get coupled off from the beginning for different reasons. Having a target. Also, I think as audience members, we would be so like, so y'all really planned this the whole time. So I think they're playing it very well, but I do think in the end it will be Ace and Shirley. Sometimes I wonder if him playing the game so much will backfire and Shirley will move on with somebody else. But Ace is very comical. He's a personality hire. Okay. And I can see him making it to the end because of his personality, because of who he is. And Shelly loves it. And Shelly is just eating it up, y'all. She is eating it up. All right. But yeah, this episode, watching our girl Huda crash out, Jeremiah, is he a victim? No, he is not. He is engaging in this also. It is not the end. We're gonna see them back together. It's just a matter of time. But I want to know from you guys. I think we're having a recoupling tomorrow. Who do you think the new couples are gonna be? Let me know your thoughts. We can get into the rest of this season. Okay, I'm here. I'm settled a little bit in my home, so we can get active in the love line. Love line. So many reality shows. It's late, y'all. Love Island. And then later this week, we also have the Queer Ultimatum, which I'm so excited for. But let me know your thoughts. Make sure you tap in, hit that like, you subscribe. Oh, yeah, send me some super chats. Join the membership. It's only $1. Support the channel. Y'all, I will see you in the next video. Bye.